All right, so as you know, I absolutely love it here in Midland. I was born and raised here, but it might not be for everyone. In a lot of our videos, we're talking about the good and the top reasons why you should move here, but there are some quirks about our place that you might not like. And so, not that you're not gonna move here, but you need to know the things that you need to look out for, especially if you're thinking about moving into the area. And so, what I'm gonna do in this video, I'm gonna give you the top 5 reasons that you might not wanna move to Midland, Texas. Hey there, my name's Jacobe Kendrick, and I'm your local real estate expert here in Midland, Texas with the Bolt Real Estate Group at eXp Realty. We get calls every single day about people moving into the area, out of the area, and just moving in and around the area. And so if that's something you're looking at doing, then reach out to us and we'd love to be able to help you out. You can contact us any way that you communicate. You can find us on social media, through email, phone. Even if you communicate through pigeons, just send us a pigeon over and we'll get back in contact with you. We'd love to be able to help you out. All right, let's get right into it. I'm gonna start this first one off with one that's pretty wild here is the wind. And so why am I gonna talk about the wind? Well, we can get wind gusts here up to 60, 70, sometimes even 80 miles per hour. And so that gets pretty wild whenever you start to experience. But the reason why I bring that up is because a lot of people have allergies, and allergies are a big thing here in West Texas. And so it's really dry here. And so whenever the wind starts to blow, it starts to kick up all of that dust and pollen and everything else that's in the air. And so if you have allergies or you are allergic to a few things, if you move here, you might have a few issues living in this area. And the wind blows a lot, and so I remember whenever I was in the military, we went to basic training and we had to march all the way down to where we did our field training, and they called it Jack's Valley. Well, down there it was dry, dusty, and everybody was usually good when they came into Jack's Valley, but whenever they came out, everybody had this cough. They called it Jack's Hack. And the reason why it came up is because everybody was marching around, kicking up the dust and all of that. And so usually 1 or 2 weeks after everyone got back from Jack's Valley, they're just coughing and coughing and coughing, and it's all from the dust. And so we have a lot of pollen here as well, and then just the wind blowing in, just all the dust can make it a little difficult for people who have problems with allergies. All right, number two is gonna be actually our schools. And so the reason why I bring this up is, you see, I was born and raised here in Midland, but I graduated high school in 2002, and we actually have not added any schools to the area since I've been gone. Now there are, magnet schools, charter schools, and private schools that have popped up, but there aren't any public schools that have actually been added to the fold. And so here we have 2 public high schools, 4 junior high schools, 2 freshman schools as well, and then we have our elementary schools that feed into that. And so with the influx of people that have come in here to the Midland area, especially since I graduated, which was back in 2002, which is crazy, like 20 years ago, 2 decades ago, it starts to get a little crowded. Now there are plans for new schools to be developed and put into the area, but at this moment, that is still what we're working with. And so if you have young ones, or you have kids that are gonna be in high school, or going into junior high and all that, you might wanna start looking at alternative situations to take care of them. Good schools, but they are a little crowded. All right, moving on to number 3. Now, number 3, I know if you're from a bigger city or something like that, you're probably gonna laugh at me, but number 3 is the traffic, okay? So just hear me out though. Now, if you're from, Dallas or Houston, San Antonio, Austin, or something like that, you're probably not gonna think the traffic is that big of a deal here. But the reason why I bring this up is we have had a lot of growth in our area. And so the influx of people and the infrastructure that we have here, we're not used to the amount of cars and people that are on the roads. And so I bring that up because we have more traffic than we had in the past, and that is causing, a lot of delays and a lot of other things. And so you can imagine what it's like in an area that's not used to having a lot of people, and then you get an influx of a lot of people. So there's a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunity here, so people are moving in here, moving in and out. plus also work traffic as well. Now, our officials are doing a really good job of expanding our infrastructure. So if you're here, during the summertime months, you're gonna see that there's a lot of construction going on. So they are doing things in order to expand our roads and make it a lot easier for traffic to flow. But until we get to where we need to be, it's a little bit of a headache. All right, next I'm gonna bring up the weather. Now the weather here, I think it's a little bit bipolar. Now we have all of the seasons here in Midland, Texas. You might not believe that because we're out here in the desert and it's really, really hot is usually what you think of. But it is not unusual for it to snow 1 or 2 times out of the year. And so in the summertime, late springtime, it can get very, very hot. We always have triple digits here, which I absolutely love. I love the hot weather, and it's not uncommon for it to get up to 110, 111 degrees. And then also in the wintertime, it can get down to below freezing as well. And so you can think about it, you have in one instance you have super hot, and then in the other instance you have it super cold. If you remember, we had the great Texas freeze here a couple of years ago, which was really, really wild. But the one thing that you do need to prepare for is that there are all of the seasons here. It is gonna be hot, it is gonna be cold, and it's possibly gonna freeze here as well. We don't get a ton of rain, and so that's kind of pretty wild, for us here. A little bit of a drought, but you will see all of the seasons. I am not a fan of the cold, I'll tell you that for sure. I went to college in Colorado. I had all I needed of the cold. So when I moved back home to Texas, I was like, I absolutely love it. But we do have those sprinkles in of our fair share of cold weather. So get out your shorts and then get out your hoodies and your fleece jackets as well. All right, last but not least on the list is going to be that there's nothing to do here in Midland, Texas, right? And so if you're looking for nightlife, or if you're looking for a lot of party scene, or if you're looking just for a lot of attractions, you're not gonna find it here in Midland. What you're gonna find is a town that has really great people, and it's a place to work. There's a lot of opportunity, and if you want to basically make some money and put yourself in a better position in your life, then this is a great place for you to be at. But one of the number one complaints that I hear, especially from young people, is just there's not a lot of stuff to do here. Now we are getting better. We've got the revitalization of our downtown area. We've got the Centennial Park down there in that area downtown, and there are a few things to do. But compared to some of the bigger cities around, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, I always bring those up, you're not gonna have those same attractions and amenities that you have in those places. A lot of folks here, a lot of them, if you're not from the area, a lot of folks actually, they work here and then they commute back to their homes somewhere else, out of state, or even, some of the bigger cities where we're at. They'll work for, like 2 weeks on, 1 week off, or even a few days on, and then a few days off as well. So they come in and out. And so that is one of the complaints that I hear a lot, and is usually a big factor for folks. Now, I will tell you, this is a hometown place though. And so if you're looking to raise a family and just settle down, then Midland is the place for you. But if you're looking for a place that you can just, take your hat off and, kind of let it free, might not be the spot for you.